Hi, I'm your goddess Nesca. Here at Chocomon, we're reacting to...
The game developer dropped Kirsche Double Down.
What is a doubling down?
Well, we'll find out. Oh, yeah, a movie, don't I?
Guys, Rev here.
Go.
So today I want to revisit the topic we covered in yesterday's video. If you want the full context leading up to this, you can check out that video. But to sum it up very quickly
really
before we
big.
get into the updates,
we
had this VTuber
half
named
covering
Kirsche,
him.
who's under attack due to a life ruination
Prepare
campaign
for
led by a bunch of
friend.
maniacs
Ooh.
on the internet who are trying to get her sponsors pulled. They're trying to deplatform her, and they're doing this through many slanderous tweets, even articles. They're trying to paint her as a white supremacist or a Nazi.
I posted this on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck is a sports website talking about VTubing? Turns out this same guy that wrote this article wrote another hit piece on another website.
You're making posts on my Twitter?
Well, I posted videos we react to, and I just brought up why is a sports website.
Dude, don't get me flacketed.
See, where this is just one of many articles, but this one in particular was one we talked about yesterday, where you have this very slanderous headline that, of course, is not backed up by anything. In fact, the clip they provided that was supposed to prove this statement proved the exact opposite. Again, you can check out yesterday's video for a more thorough breakdown of that. But all these articles and all these viral tweets.
Random side thing, I just noticed he's got really cool swirlies in his eyes.
Oh, or the pupils.
It kind of reminds me of Naruto.
It's attacking her and her career. They weren't effective. All they were generating was likes on Twitter. But unfortunately, this latest one seems like it was part of the campaign that actually got something taken away from her and had to do with this game, Crime Boss, a game that
Kirsche, if she
made it big.
The only reason why anybody even heard this game is probably because of her, and she loved this game to an autistic level. Like, she promoted this game for free for over a year.
Can I promote something for free that I've been thinking about so much?
No.
No.
I want to get paid.
Cybran Code 27. Go buy Cybran Code 27. Live with your waifu of your dream and or habu.
Rev has a wife, Strawberry, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I like how the people on Tech Tone react to this video, and a lot of people are like, wait a minute, that's a man? Wait a minute, Rev has a wife?
Okay, the one that gets me is, how can they not know that he is a man by his voice?
I think they see the character first.
So, as soon as you hear the voice... I mean, who was that one person we watched has like the super sexy VTuber, and then he has the super masculine voice.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it.
It kind of reminds me of the Queen Butterfly from Venture Brothers.
I know what you're talking about. I have the Absolute Unit.
Okay, there you go.
Of time and effort into promoting.
Look at all the
you can
streams
see this is just
she did.
Sample.
These are all the streams she did on Crime Boss.
Wow.
Of her streams involving this game. She has worked very hard as a partner of this company. I don't even believe she's paid to do this. She's just doing it because she enjoyed the game and she wanted to share it with more people. And now, as a result of this cancellation campaign, they have silently dropped her. And of course, a lot of people are not happy, and they've been taking a lot of heat as a result
they did her
of this
dirty,
cowardly decision.
Yeah.
You can see now this is the update on day 3 of this whole thing.
Yeah, this was probably about a week ago.
Sheesh.
You can see the negative reviews. I mean, it's getting pretty insane, the amount of negative attention they have gotten as a result of this.
Hit her with a ban. They did?
That's in the third video I was going to react to. Yeah, they banned her on Friday night because she read... Red probably gets into it, but she read the Anna's like fan fiction on stream.
What's that?
That person that wrote the original hit piece on her. The weird he-she. She read out one of her fan fictions and got banned for sexual content.
When, I guess, whatever, itself.
There's Red gets into it on the third video we got on this. This is the first of 3 videos.
Oh, speaking of which, we had a random little bot attack us for a video we did. It was one of Meat Cannon's, let's see, health crazes. They got our...
they gave us a warning.
They gave us a warning for misinformation. I guess the bot thought we were talking about whatever this medicine was that was turning people's skin silver. We were doing a side talking about mercury, and it flagged us for misinformation for whatever reason. But we got it cleared up, so that's good.
Yeah, I appealed it and they approved it. So luckily it was just a warning we got.
Yeah.
Which is so, and it seems like things are not slowing down even after the first 2 days completed. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are very angry about this, and they're angry that Kirsche has been getting an insane amount of support ever since she was dropped by this game. And you can see people saying the worst humans in existence are defending Kirsche and sticking their fan base on a company for dropping her. It shows how evil they truly are. And you can see I make a little
She helped them work out the back end of the code for creators, acted as a advanced beta test, and also promoted the game. She was going to get a character of her in the game too. That's scummy! That's how dirty they did her. Wow!
Yeah, I was thinking about buying this game too. It was only like $20. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Good.
Here, just found out today, I am one of the worst humans in existence, and I'm evil. It's pretty insane, the worldview of people like this who are so terminally online, that people like myself are held up on...
There's a person that tweets Kirsche all the time that in a 4-year period has 30,000 tweets. On average, that's 100 a day.
Whew. She and Nux needs to collab more, or have they ever?
No, they interacted on Twitter a couple times, but not really. That would be an interesting... Her mind-breaking Nux about her mother's lore. She would break Nux over.
And they both could goon over political stuff, since Nux has been getting into that rabbit hole lately.
Yeah.
Such a pedestal. You'll think I'm like some villain in an anime or something like that. I'm just a guy who saw some ridiculous cancellation campaign going on here, and I called it out and called out their very pathetic response to people trying to get Kirsche to have her partnership removed, and of course that's what they did.
Dude, I need an asylum.
No, you don't spend 24/7 on Twitter.
I know, because my insanity is elsewhere. I don't care for the internet insanity. My insanity is more outward, inward, and moodward. Like I said, I am supporting Cybrand code 27 because I need my Sephiroth Habu now.
Yesterday I found I wasn't allowed to talk about this topic because apparently if you have a successful YouTube channel, you're not allowed to talk about this because it's beneath you. And now I'm being called one of the worst humans in existence for talking about this. It's absolutely crazy. Now, of course, there's a lot of negative reviews, and I want to pick this one in particular because it sets up the rest of this video. This is the most helpful review in the last 30 days, obviously talking about this situation, saying, well, I like the game, it's like Payday, but I had a lot more fun with this, but I can't give a positive review. I found this game because of a streamer on Twitch and was glad she showed it off. Best I can tell, she is the only one that pushed this game, and that matters because the company dropped her over some online drama. I will not support a company that drops their biggest supporter over an out-of-context hit.
I'm guessing the reason they dropped her is just because of her politics. They're probably...
Actually, no, they knew about her politics.
They already knew?
They dropped her supposedly because of the first hit article that Anna Weiss wrote.
Are you sure they...
And they did it on her vacation. She didn't talk about it till, like, this week.
On her vacation, too.
Yeah, she went on vacation. The hit piece dropped.
For Foxu, false the talk, funny, ha ha ha. Now crazy.
Yeah, they had the term candy ass to replace the FG word. You know that, right?
Oh.
And then a lot of people played the game.
See, this is why I say words, because you can make words. I could say a random string of words to be used for a slur, and no one would know.
That's why you see a lot of car companies in Europe, they don't put names on their car, they put numbers on it.
Uh-huh.
Because in case what means one thing in one country might mean a slur in another country's language.
Exactly. That's why I hate that gatekeeping with words and junk. Just, man, everyone's too sensitive. Everyone's too foofing sensitive.
Everybody has sand in the vagina, as Carmen would put it.
Yeah, the vagina. Fine, in your dick hole.
Everybody's got sandy vagina.
Sand in your dick hole.
Piece, not only because it is a truly dishonorable action on the developer's part, but if they will drop the #1 advocate, then how long before they start changing the game to appease the same rage posters when they dislike content already in the game? And that is a very...
What are games that have done that in the past, actually? What is something I'm thinking of? Come on, help me out here.
There are games they probably remade and they took shit out of it.
What is that one where they had dildos as a weapon?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Saint Rose.
Saint Rose. Didn't they make that super woke?
Yeah.
You say the sand and vagina thing. That is a thing that Oh no.
Yeah, we do need to bring Ralphie May back. The dude was cool.
Don't know.
He's a comedian. He was a white guy that actually would say the N-word on stage and no one cared. Or people cared, he just didn't care people would say it back to him.
I know.
Statement at the end here talking about other aspects of the game. They are trying to appease the mob, the modern audience. Whatever you want to call them, these people find everything problematic. And you fulfilled their outrage. You responded by removing her partnership. Is that where you're going to stop? So when they start complaining about controversial aspects of your game or your team or what have you, are you also going to drop those things or change them to appease the mob? The mob, which, by the way, is largely not engaging with this game despite their promises to do so. Here's an example we looked at yesterday. Base game devs who stand on business by dropping an openly bigoted white supremacist VTuber with sponsorship. And then they, you know what? They don't even buy it. They don't even buy the game. They say all these nice words in these team threads.
Stop pushing buttons!
Push button. Alright, I'm done. But yeah. Yeah, they were saying they'll support the game, but they didn't buy the game either. And a lot of people were say, buying the game, play for an hour and realize what the game's in the game. And then refund it.
Damn it. Your constant clicking of buttons threw me off of what I wanted to say. Oh, it kind of reminds me of just how even big games are so up their butt when it comes to mods and junk.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, the one I keep thinking of is Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did you hear, this is a side tangent, did you hear that Nintendo
they shoot themselves in the guts.
Nintendo actually updated their terms of service for the Switch 2. If you modify a game or the console, they'll brick your console.
Yeah, they're getting more gatekeeping when it comes to modding.
Because that's Nintendo. So.
That hurts me in my soul because I loved using Action Replay and Game Shark back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day when
gaming was fun and free. I mean, I can understand not modding your game and junk for if you're online playing, because then that's kind of cheating. But if you're a single player like moi, I like to play my game how I want to.
Yeah, I think it's an update terms of service.
Goes for OG Switch 2.
They think there's some warrior, some champion of social justice here, but they're not actually buying the game. This is the modern audience, and these are the people that they're appealing to. Here's another one that I found today.
Yeah.
Instant
not
buy.
Actually help.
Really happy to see the devs stand against VTubers in similar brain rot content. Seriously, I never understand. What's the appeal of males in their 50s role-playing as Japanese little girls? How original.
What?
Nice to see at least some devs.
Oh, you know the new thing one of the things that Kirsche has been accused of?
What?
People say she's actually a black man using a voice changer. That's an actual... You died over there?
Yes!
People actually accuse her of being a 40-year-old black man in her...
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Tim Pool for that. Yeah.
No. Dude, I wanna get accused of being a man now too. I wanna get accused of being a man.
I'm surprised they accused him of me being one voice.
Oh, we're the same person. Truckerman and I are the same person. Of course, we're not popular enough for that stuff.
We need a good controversy on this.
Of course, unlike Kirsche, my face is on my YouTube channel, my actual face, and John's.
I still have common sense. Since Payday 3 is trash, I soon gonna look into this game. Seems fun. Edit. LMAO. So many angry VTuber simps giving me free Steam points. Ooh, edgy boy. He's getting his free Steam points. Well, unfortunately, it seems like this is the currency that's probably the most bountiful in this person's life, because you look down here, people said, buy it then, because this person still hasn't bought the game despite saying instant buy. And the response is, next month. I threw all of my money into Yakuza. If Sega at least didn't lower the cost to 45% instead of the usual 75%. So here's some life advice,
awesome.
I think genuine life advice here. If you have to basically wait to your next paycheck in order to afford buying a video game...
Please don't count that. These crazies have no lives and live in ruin in the lives of others. Live to ruin the lives of others.
They're like the Gooning King from Meat Cannon last week.
No, because the Gooning King, he had no life, but his life revolved around gooning. He didn't ruin anyone else's life. He just ruined himself.
He ruined that house is what he ruined.
Because I guess he ruined his
I don't
parents'
think
life,
your
I guess.
time and your money is well spent using what little you have on a game you're buying out of spite of VTubers you don't like. That just seems foolish to me. I think your money is better spent elsewhere, but nobody's going to stop you from this vicious cycle of bad decisions that's clearly going on with this person. But anyways, other people have been saying that they're going to stream this game as well, saying, I know what I'll be streaming next week, which is unfortunate because a lot of these people...
Yeah, why don't they just... Dude.
There was a hater for Nux/Asmongold. That dude posted on Reddit about 100 times a day. It was a picture of hating on Nux, Asmon, Smugalana, and lolly hentai. He literally gooned, hate, gooned, hate, gooned, hate. He got banned off of Reddit. The internet's a fun place. These people used to exist back in the day. We just never saw them.
Are you sure they existed back in the day? Or back in the day they were normal, but everyone's been getting more and more brain rot? I mean, look at us. We're anime sexuals.
I have...
we at least try to live out in the real world.
Yeah, we go outside.
You succeed better than I do since you actually have a job, Ed.
Full-time job.
Yeah, full-time job.
Which I have to mention, I almost drove through a tornado yesterday in St. Louis.
You have a job that can get you murdered.
I got to post that video on Twitter. Basically, I was stopped on the highway and hailstones were coming down.
You actually took the video?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Oh, cool. You gotta show me that. I don't think you showed me that.
I'll show it to you.
Sorry, we went on a tangent there. My bad.
Are activists. They're very pro-LGBT. And you can see... hook, line, and sinker. Unfortunately, this is going to backfire for them because Chuck Norris is a part of this game as Sheriff Norris.
Oh.
And he has a history of being very vocally anti...
I only know Chuck Norris from Walker, Texas Ranger. That's the only show I know him of.
I only know Chuck Norris from the memes.
I know him from that... You never watched Texas Ranger?
No.
You were from Texas.
I don't care if I was from Texas.
You like King of the Hill?
That's a cartoon!
LGBT. If this was any other game, they would be trying to cancel it for a connection to someone like Chuck Norris. You see this article provides...
Expensive minis. What's a minis? Minions?
Oh, yeah.
Provided by Kirsche. America just found out Chuck Norris is a homophobic Trump supporter, and they're not taking it well. In regards to this article, anyone who's surprised about Chuck Norris having these views, like, where have you been? Like, you were not paying attention whatsoever.
God. Sorry, since he's talking about spending the first our house is literally a living, fucking, anime museum. Great plastic crack.
Yep.
Here's another article saying Chuck Norris endorses disgraced anti-LGBT extremist in Senate bid. Now, I'm not sharing this to go cancel Chuck Norris or anything like that, but clearly if these
Chuck
people
Norris.
are going
Chuck Norris cancels you.
Chuck Norris is Russian now.
Protest against a game, boycott a game because it's connected to someone like Kirsche, who they believe some bigot, wouldn't they be doing the same thing here? They're backing a game that is predicated on someone who's clearly anti-LGBT, and they are going to basically have to either be complete hypocrites and support the game, or they're going to have to back down and look very foolish.
Yeah, that is really dumb. That is the dumbest thing ever.
They dug themselves in a hole in this one.
No. There must have been, I don't know what it was, but there must have been maybe one or two just some kind of crazy LGB or whatever.
No, it was that Anna Vines that went
Woke.
apeshit.
Okay, who?
The person who wrote the Vice hit article.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they just went apeshit because apparently this person can't.
I don't get.
Cough, Nana. Yeah, or that person too. She's another VTuber who's attacking Kirsche.
No one. How come Chuck Norris hasn't gotten flack then? He's too big. He's too powerful. You can't flack Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris has millions of dollars. He's 80-something years old. I assure you, no, he doesn't give a crap.
Yes.
Now, of course, there's other reactions to this. This person makes a very good joke here saying, notice, due to their associations with homophobic voice actors whose views strongly conflict with my own, as well as lack of communication from the company on the issue, I have chosen to end my support with Crime Boss Game, effective immediately. Thank you for your support. Now, this is a joke that is referring to a different post made by this VTuber
They can't pick a
who made
gender.
the same construct here, cutting ties with Gamer Subs, which is one of the brands that Kirsche works with, and that's...
Speaking of which, you're super excited to get that Gamer Subs a Kirsche cup, huh?
I'll probably do an unboxing on that. We'll probably have a bunch of shit coming around that time. I'll do an unboxing.
When does that come in?
July.
Oh, July. Hey, I got something in July. Cool.
A company that people have been hounding for weeks, if not months at this point, to drop her. They have not done so yet, and I'm glad they haven't done that because that'd be absolutely ridiculous and a very bad move.
That would be cool.
That would Chuck Norris stream. That would be perfect.
Chuck Norris stream. And they're doing this because they are actually like misogynist cowards who attack her because she's a smaller creator. Oh, you think they only attack her because they're actually misogynist? They're actually.
I'm gonna bring up a point real quick.
Oh, going on a side tangent. What are we looking
go
at?
on a side tangent.
What are you doing?
Type in.
Oh, take the keyboard. Oh, there's a Pokemon thing over there.
I'm just gonna point out.
What are we doing?
I'm just gonna go to her channel for a second. Subscriber count 88.3
thousand.
This was at like 75 a week ago.
Oh.
I don't think she's a smaller creator anymore. She's.
And she has 596 videos.
That doesn't count her live streams. For some reason live streams don't count as videos.
What about shorts?
Shorts do.
Oh, okay. Huh, weird.
For them, but a lot of people are attacking this post because it has 47,000 likes, a lot of attention, and people think this is an act of virtue signaling. They won't even directly name Kirsche, even though it's extremely obvious who they're talking about. And that's their thing, right? Like, if they want to cut ties with this company, that's their decision. They can do whatever they want. But I see this as very performative, and I also think it sets up a very difficult standard for them to work with for the entirety of their career now. They basically said if someone in the company has views that strongly conflict with their own, they have to leave unless the company makes some sort of an explanation. Well, good luck with that, because now every single time you work with a company, people can say, oh, this person who also works with the company has views that conflict with your own. Are you going to leave? I mean, even thinking about...
You click it when I click it. Why do we click at the same time so much?
We're in sync.
On da-da-da.
Well, okay, what were you about to say?
I was reading the comment.
But yeah,
He says it's called them misogynistic because they can see they're being misogynistic.
Same brain, small. Oh, smell.
Same brain. Sell them out.
But I work with people. They probably don't agree with me. I mean, there's people probably voted off with me. I have to still go to work.
Your mama.
My mom.
Your mama. Your mama and your stepmama. They have completely different political views than we do.
Yeah, my stepmom and my dad, they voted differently last year. To be fair, my stepmom is a retired teacher, so.
Platforms, right? Both the people involved here, this VTuber and Kirsche, are both Twitch partners. Like, are you going to abandon that platform because they platform Kirsche, who has strongly different views than you? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be these people setting up these ridiculous high standards for themselves that are largely rooted in performative virtue
Same
signaling.
here, dude. I understand.
But there was another thing going on here pointed out by Kirsche. It seems like Steam is really...
Dude, we're all retarded, okay? Foxer needs to team up with Caltech Gun Company.
Oh yeah, she also, their sponsor that dropped her. Was a gun company that was going to have her ingrained in the...
Excuse it?
Yeah. A liberal gun company. Make sense of that. Don't worry, she's got another one. She's supposedly going to have a 1911 custom made where you can actually put like grips on it with her V2 model. That would be cool.
What kind of gun is that for? Like, can we get it?
Like my silver gun up there, that 45, the 1911 I got. It's same model.
You want that?
It'd probably be a couple $1,000.
Well, yeah, that's a gun. Gun guns are expensive.
Trying to silence any support of Kirsche in the related discussion.
Dude, you should get a waifu like AR-15, all bright pink and purple.
Why?
Why not? Take that to a gun range.
Yeah.
And you can see on Steam, it's a mess. If you scroll through their discussion page, it's a complete mess. Pretty much everything's just warring with one another. There's a lot of people angry at the game. There's a lot of people angry at Kirsche, and so on and so forth. But it seems that they're taking a side. Crime Boss is doubling down here. They are censoring the most popular threads that are supporting Kirsche. The most popular one.
They were actually censoring stream threads talking about supporting Kirsche, but the ones going against Kirsche, they weren't censoring. Pussies.
It was just simply her name, and it had a lot of support. They have since removed that. However, they removed that, but they're not removing negative posts about her, including this one that she's referencing, and we talked about earlier about the base game devs who stand on business by dropping an openly bigoted white supremacist VTuber. Yeah, exactly. They keep this up, but they keep down a positive thread about her, and there's many more where that came from, but also you can see this one is locked, where someone is asking, can someone quote Kirsche being a Nazi?
That's
and this
a good
person
question.
provides the supposed proof, and this is like the best they got. Where an example is Kirsche supporting Asmongold for saying that every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness.
How the fuck is that Nazism right there?
They're quoting Reddit. That's all you need to know.
I'm sorry, my brain is trying to process this.
Well, people can look at this anime figure I got here, and I'm technically a pedophile for liking
Rev Talia, even though this is the version of her where she's an adult, not the child one.
People like Asmongold. Hassan was calling Nux a pedophile for liking hentai, and the example he used is a woman with double D breast. That's a lolly to him.
So any anime character is a pedo, huh?
And I guess anybody's against me is a Nazi.
Because double thing. Welcome to the nightmare I've been living through since 2014.
I want to go back to 2014. I missed the early 2009 to 2013 internet.
I don't really care. I still never really get on the internet that much.
Even though we're on it right now.
This is different. This is a job.
Supposed to make someone a full-fledged Nazi that should be blacklisted, deplatformed, and lose all of their sponsorships and opportunities. This is all they got. This is the best they can bring to the table. But while we're looking at the discussion board here, here's another example of a recent post that's still up saying, imagine how much of a vile human being you must be for the devs to not want to associate with you, knowing it would probably destroy their already small and niche community. Think about that. No, they would rather have their game be a complete failure.
God, most of Asian women look like kids. How do you... There's gotta be something. There's gotta be some kind of line. I don't even know anymore. Just leave me alone. I'm gonna stay in my own little bubble. You guys can judge me all the fuck you want for being... Shush! I'm in the middle of a rant. You bit my finger! You fucks can judge me all you want for gooning over a fictional character. I don't care. I'm slightly normal. I'm at least the married.
And be anywhere related with you. LOL. I truly feel sorry for you. And to those anti-woke losers, the game was already dead before your precious weirdo advertisement. From 100 people to 400 people back to...
I love my dear friend.
Yeah.
Damn it, God, someone's going to be pissed at us because we're just going on so many different tangents here on this episode. I'm sorry.
People log off.
It's fine.
So this person's basically saying you guys are a bunch of losers because this game always was bad and had no success. I don't really know if that's the route you want to go, but clearly Kirsche had a big impact on this game. It's undeniable. So many people have come forward and said, I only discovered this game because of her, and this person is fuming and saying, I stand by these devs who are literally blowing up their own game just to stand against her. These people act like these developers are some heroic set of people. No, they're the exact opposite, actually. They're cowards. They gave in to the mob. They listened to a bunch of freaks from Twitter. Like, I haven't even gotten into some of the related parties trying the hardest to cancel Kirsche, whether it's the articles or the tweets. These people are some of the weirdest, most obsessed, unhealthy people you will ever encounter. Like, literally Arkham Asylum type behavior. Like, they need to be evaluated at this point. They're so...
Going back on Tumblr where they should have stayed.
Off the rocker. They're so obsessed with Kirsche, of all people in the world, and they just won't let this go no matter what. And these developers gave in to these people who have no interest in their game, by the way. That's why they're cowardly. They gave in to a bunch of screechers from Twitter and places like Vice and Sportskeeda.
Really?
They gave in to the PC babies from South Park.
These people do not deserve any respect or your time of day, but unfortunately for these developers, they did just that. They empowered them. They said, we're listening. Now, of course, this has backfired for Crime Boss. They've lost a ton of support. They probably just nuked their own game. And Kirsche's getting a ton of support from her fans, probably to a level she hasn't seen in her career, which is already a very successful one. But that's going to do this video, a little update on the situation from yesterday. As always,
so this is so interesting. Sometimes when you get attacked, you fall. Other times when you get attacked wrongfully, you rise.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Well, that was this video. Thank you for joining us. Bye. What's next?